Hello everybody and welcome back to another Space Engineers video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the SEPD Warden class cruiser. And joining me today we have the ship's creator. This is Omega. Omega, would you say hello?
Hello guys.
So he's going to be my tour guide of this vessel. This is a brand new vessel. It was originally a destroyer. It's now classed as a cruiser. What do you have to say about the change there, Omega?
So it started off as sort of destroyer sizing, and I gradually the block started increasing and so did the chunkiness. So I was like, this isn't gonna work, people are gonna complain, so just up the size, cruiser class.
And what is the sort of, go into a little bit of depth about the SEPD.
So the SEPD is basically this sort of police faction that was formed after the end of this big war, and they basically defend, in my lore, this sort of core world system from pirates and any kind of hostiles. And they're sort of funded by these big corporations, and they're at war with other factions because there's sort of claims about their negligence to other sectors, and this is one of their sort of defenders, sort of going after and hunting down other pirate vessels.
So this would be hunting down, presumably, a pretty big pirate vessel, if you're calling this thing in. Like, this is like... Is this the biggest ship you're planning on making, or are you going to plan on a bit of a bigger one at some point?
I personally don't think I'm going to make a bigger one, because as you've probably seen with some of the other ships I've worked on, I tend to stick to small stuff. So for now, this is going to be the biggest ship I'm releasing, and it's more of sort of a big fear factor type thing, keep everyone in line.
Well, it definitely looks aggressive with the angles and the forward weaponry and everything. It definitely looks the part. So it is worth saying this is my first time having a proper look at the ship, so I'm just gonna have a little snoop around the outside here. We've got a fly-through hangar. I mean, that thing draws my attention straight away. Look how cool this is. I love that. I do like it. Thanks for the demonstration. do like a bit of that, and then also these contract blocks are used as greeble throughout, as well as the store blocks as well. Like sort of, you call them armoured conveyors.
Yes, I do. Same sort of PCU, and just they're sort of a bit more sturdy, and they look a bit better.
Speaking of sturdy, we have all the thrusters, well, a lot of the thrusters are embedded in the hull, or actually they're covered up by these doors here.
Yeah, idea is as soon as they all get sort of shot out, you can close them, so you don't have to deal with them taking any more damage.
Alright.
And you can continue the fight.
That's cool.
Ions are obviously, they're a bit less so, it's more the hydrogens, the big fast ones that rely on the fuel that I prefer to sort of have with the doors behind them.
Yeah, I get that.
Bit of a theme on the ships.
So what's going over here with these rotors?
So that's more of a... I was sort of doing a sort of malevolent style sort of thing, if you've ever seen Clone Wars, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With a big sort of circular thing here. But in actuality, it was because there was a camera right here, and there was some rocket pods here for a little broadside, but I had to remove that out because side thrust. So it's more just sort of a decorative piece now.
Alright, okay. I see what you're saying. So is this... Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry. I may add sort of decoys to it, maybe, but I'm not sure for now. I think it's just staying as is.
Yeah. Just thinking, maybe you could... If you put a decoy on the end of the rotor heads, and then you detach the rotors, you could sort of leave, like, mines, couldn't you? Decoys, drop them behind you, or... you could shoot them out like flares, something like that. Yeah,
I'll come up with something.
So is this all light armour, or is there some splotches of heavy armour?
There is heavy armour on the bow, actually.
Oh, is there? Let's have a look.
Yeah, and it's also got some sort of blast armour on the inside. Although this is a kind of lower ship, inevitably someone's going to test it for battle, so I decided bows where it's going to get hit the most, might as well have the heavy armor there. I think there's some blast and space armor around, but mostly at the bow, because that's where you're going to be facing all your big fancy guns.
So I got to ask, I really like the idea of this. This is a spotlight you've got here, but it's a turret.
Yeah, basically I yoinked Starbound's design and added a spotlight to it. The idea is, I don't know, if you were in a nebula or sort of black spot, or mainly just the sort of idea that any fighters or anything, it can sort of track them with this big spotlight. It was kind of, you know how in sort of prisons you got these big spotlights and
Yeah,
units for the
yeah.
warden. So
I've got a really, really cool image of my mind now of like this flying through a dark asteroid field with these spotlights pointed like either side, like, you know, lighting up the asteroids.
yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. It
Ooh.
slowly going in. Yeah.
Oh, that is a nice image. So let's take a look inside. Should we go in through the hangar and work our way back, or do you want to go in through the airlock?
I think the hangar.
Is the hangar the preferred way? So let's take a look at the
Yeah.
hangar first. So
I'm sure, as Lunar can probably tell you all, when I first started doing interiors on big ships, the ballista, I was not the best at it, and I made them quite mazy. But hopefully, he can attest that this is a bit of an improvement.
well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to say anything bad, so you're going to
Feel
have
free if you wanna.
to
I don't.
wait for that opinion. Oh, right, okay. So, starting off, things that I'm noticing straight away, which are really, really cool, are these window blocks up here. It's a really nice small detail with the lights on them.
Yes.
Very, very nice. Even
so
though
what-
you can see nothing out the windows.
Oh
They-
no, of course
shit.
not. Why would I ever do that? No,
They
no.
look really cool. We've got little freight boxes, which is actually, if you ever try and play survival, these things are actually really useful. So I'm
Oh, yeah,
guessing you'd
yeah.
have, like, you know, thruster components to, you know, put on the fighters.
Yeah.
Is this designed to work with your, what they call, hired guns?
Yes, it is.
It
I'm
is, yeah.
probably gonna make a smaller variant though, because they are quite hard to get in and out of the hangar with. But yes, they can.
So we got these conveyors, always like good exposed conveyors in a ship. These look lovely. And
Yeah.
then what's a really cool little detail is these blocks have little arrows on them. So it actually
yes.
sort of looks like they're pointing towards the docking clamp, which I think is a really cool feature.
Yes, I totally meant to do that. That was definitely not just because I was spamming them. No.
You're just putting them wherever you can.
Yeah, master builder, everyone.
And then another thing, another really nice little detail is you've blotched out the battery lights with these hyphens here.
Yeah, I just felt it was a bit too much like, because you already got the interiors, spotlights, sort of interior window wall things, if you count that. And I didn't want any more because it was just sort of a sensory overload.
Very nice little detail. So we're going to head towards the bow here. We've got these stairs.
Yes.
And I'm guessing this is just like a little thruster repair access tube.
Yeah, so this is the place that gets shot out first, so you'll want to go here first and repair any of these vital reverse thrusters and also these gyroscopes.
And we've got some welders going on up here as well.
Yeah.
So are these to repair this tank?
Yeah, they're to repair the tank and most of the bodywork at the front. You know, you got to keep it in line when it gets shot out. You want to make sure it still looks good at the end of the fight.
Oh, that's the important thing anyway.
Yeah. Doesn't work on the thrusters. Nah.
This is actually a surprisingly overlooked feature. Like you'd be surprised how often you need to like rush in here and get these thrusters back. You know, fire them back up. So that's a really nice little feature there.
Yeah, and
Very cool.
also in sort of in an actual battle case, there are gyros at the front. That's more because they are incredibly strong armor.
They
if
are.
You've never actually been in a fight, so might as well have some at the front.
So heading towards the stern, we go up a set of stairs here, and let's go through this airlock.
Sorry.
So we've got a nice little foyer here. We have some
Yep.
vents. I love the way you've integrated them into the wall. This looks very clean with the white and the greys. Oh, the
Yeah.
pipe. I love the pipe. Oh, the pipes! They're on both sides.
Yes.
So
Quite
is the
plural.
interior symmetrical then, or is it asymmetrical?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is asymmetrical for a lot of it. At
That's-
least up here, I think, because you got different rooms.
That's just how we like it. So let's head port side first to the briefing
So-
room.
saw on some of Reaver's ships, and I was like, I want me one of these. So you got a briefing room, you can talk to your pilots, talk to your marines. You got a console here, and you've actually got a room overlooking it up here.
This is a really sweet room, and it looks really like modern SE with all these new sci-fi blocks.
Yeah, I had them, so you know, spam them.
Nice little bit of design here as well with the paneling. So starboard side, we have an armory here. Oh,
Yep,
we have a firing range.
Yes, you do. It's not a very good one.
Oh
I'm
no.
sure if anybody couldn't shoot from this range, you probably wouldn't want them in your navy. But still, this button panel is so you'll want your doors opening and closing and locking, because when you're shooting, you don't want people popping in and there being certain medical-related accidents.
That is a very nice little detail, actually, that not a lot of people would consider, I don't think. Got some armories here. We've got some boxes to store your ammo or your guns or whatever, and then we have the targets. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a really, really nice feature, especially on a ship like this. So, where do you want to head next? Where do these lead?
I think we should go lower first, because that's more the control sectors and sort of base systems.
Okay.
So, down we go.
Here we are.
So, this is the Combat Information Center. It's as deep as I can possibly embedded in the hull.
It is. It's very. It feels very safe in here.
Medical room and server room.
Very nice. Very nice. I like the use of the sci-fi skins as well.
Yes.
Right. What's back here?
So
Whoa.
we got a nice little gun here. Medibay on the port, server room on the starboard.
Some text panels, gravity generator.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a very clean sort of picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Whip's really good with them GIFs.
Wait, did you do these GIFs yourself?
No, I said Whip. Whiplash. He did the GIFs.
Oh, he does the GIFs, I see.
Yeah.
I've never seen them before.
No, they're pretty sweet.
They are, they're really cool. Very nice little detail. I like the attention to detail on these ships.
Yeah, try and make sure that when they go out, I'm not leaving inconsistencies.
So this is presumably the medical room.
Yes, and it doubles as a barracks because I couldn't find any space for barracks at the end.
So there's no barracks apart from here.
Yes, Reaver complains about them, but sure. There's one there at least.
They can sleep in the conference room, they just sleep on the chairs.
Yeah. They're trained, so they know what they're dealing with when they join up.
Well, very nice little room. I mean, it's quite compact, but it's, you know, I like glass. Glass in a med bay is always nice.
Yeah, I thought it was, obviously protect people from any borders. You don't want them shooting your only source of medication and respawns.
True. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. It's the sort of respawn area, isn't it?
Yeah.
So bridge.
Down we go. After you.
Thank you very much.
So, honestly, you got a nice little view down here. It's a bit sort of more protected up here because you don't really want to get shot out instantly. And it's a bit more of a sort of, I don't know if you were upper atmosphere of the moon or something. Guess that's around, we got a shipyard in the lore above the moon, so it's probably where you would be around sort of overseeing any of the ground forces. Or overseeing any of the conflicts.
Very, very nice. I like the way it's sort of done there, sort of like B60 style.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, that's actually where I was taking it from.
Very nice.
I can't control it from there. I just had it set to CIC because you don't want every single man in his dog's seat controlling the ship.
Okay, that's cool. I'm just showing the ladies and gentlemen the view that we get here, which is very nice. Very well protected bridge. Like, I wouldn't even think that a lot of people would try and strike the bridge there because they wouldn't think it's there. They probably think it's in the front.
Yeah, that's usually with most of my other SEPD ships, so, you know, a bit of a shocker when this comes out and they're like, oh no, it's not in the front.
Right, should we head back up and through...
Yeah, we've got an upper hallway. So, got all the sort of nice stuff in it, I guess. Oh no.
Whoa, there's more. Okay, so are you good? Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So we got ready room in here, as some people like to call it. Just a little bit of a lounge.
Oh, they
bar
can sleep in
counter.
here. That's fine. It's couches.
Oh yeah, yeah, I guess. Sofa, grab yourself a blanket.
Really nice little touch.
Yeah, I didn't want them to end up feeling a bit too sort of dull. I wanted them... It's a bigger ship, so I can make it feel a bit more alive. This is meant to be a sort of navigation room. You can have maps of the system on it. You can sort of be overseeing.
Okay. That's a
So
really neat idea.
You got overview of the briefing room there. You got overview of the maps. You can call up to, or rather down to the bridge,
Yeah.
and tell them where they need to go.
Alright, really nice little room, and I love the hallway here. This is really nice with the windows, especially.
Yeah.
Head through here.
Just view through. So, got cells, because obviously I've been neglectful of the cells on the past ships, and I wanted to make sure these had some.
You know, I was
So-
going to ask you if you had a brig.
Yeah, no, of course. SEPD.
Very nice. What's through here? Oh.
That's a sort of reactor overview. So, tier turrets, don't want anyone boarding again.
No O2 ahead. That's a really nice little touch.
Yeah. Then, I guess back here is stern airlock.
Whoa, I love the lighting in this reactor room. Really nice
yeah.
ambience.
Yeah, you know, got off that sort of engineering feel. The orange and the white was already a bit dull. You got these little bits that go down here, I guess.
Which bits?
And
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
go into a projector and a spare gyro, and this window was actually meant to be quite reminiscent of... You remember the Enforcer, right?
hang on, where are you?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, this sort of, yeah, it looks like the bridge, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what it was meant to be reminiscent of.
Well,
Bam a
it
bridge
is.
in there.
It is. Can't help but notice it appears there are some blocks missing down there. Or is that just space?
For the sake of my dignity, I'm gonna say it's space.
You could definitely slap some heavy armour in there just to protect the reactor more, but I'm not sure it'd make that much of a difference in combat anyway.
I think now that you've pointed it out, I will definitely add heavy armor and probably some sort of welding system, to be honest. You know, so...
Wow, you have got quite a bit of room in here.
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. If that's how you want it, that is your shit.
Yes. That's more like how I forgot it. But,
And I assume this is the anal passage back here.
yes, it is.
So this is where it typically docks, correct? Or
Yeah, you can dock it here if you want. Just sort of...
imagine this thing docking to an economy station. It would
I
be
think-
bigger than the station.
Anybody inside would probably spit out their tea.
So, is there anything we've missed? We didn't do this side, did we?
It's more or less the same. Instead of a cell, it's just sort of hold for a bit of cargo. Nothing special, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Could have done some like shelving or something like
see-
that.
You see, Lunar, I don't have the DLC for that yet, so...
Oh right, fair enough. Well, you're gonna get your entry in for the challenge, and then you might.
Yes, get that sweet $100.
So reactor control. That's
yeah,
a
it's
nice
just-
touch.
You can turn it all off if you want. No guarantee it will turn back on.
Right. So if we go to the CIC, can I give it a whirl?
Yes, you can surely try.
Let's go. Let's give this thing a whirl. So, turning. It turns probably. I'd say probably slower than average, but it turns as what you'd expect from a cruiser. To be honest.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this thrust. Quite nice acceleration, actually. Very nice acceleration. Let's have a look at the brake. Whoa! Okay, brake's pretty quick.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure that was as balanced as possible.
Doesn't look like it's even close to overloading, so that's good.
Yeah.
So what is the power production on this thing? Just one large reactor?
Yeah, for now it is. I was gonna add some small ones, but to be honest, I felt like it was gonna end up spamming it, and I really didn't want to do that, so I just sort of left it with the one large sort of centerpiece.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised it can keep up, to be honest. That's pretty,
I think that's because I have a very nice number of batteries.
yeah, that could be the case.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, very, very nice. Is there anything else you would like to say?
Not really, to be honest.
Let's head out to the ship here.
Let me just find my way out. The interior I created, which I am lost in.
I just noticed the desk corners you've used to sort of show like struts on the side.
Yeah.
So many little details, so many little details. How long did this take you?
It took me quite a bit. I'm not sure if I've still got... No, I don't think I still have them. Actually, I might. Give me a moment. I'll show you some of the failed concepts I have.
Oh, wow, brilliant. Right, so let's have a look at these concepts you've got here.
Yeah, so these were originally what I was going for, but as you can probably see, I struggled through a few concepts to try and get back, and these were the ones that didn't quite make it.
So these are a lot smaller as well.
Yeah, that was way back when I was still sort of doing the destroyer-esque profile, so they don't have the sort of big side nacelles.
And no hangar.
Yeah, and no hangar. It was gonna be systems inside there actually. Like, I think there was gonna be a frontal reactor, if I remember. Properly even out.
Oh, okay.
But also had these sort of more guns, I think. But what happened was, as I sort of brought it back, especially with this one, I found I've got nowhere to put these guns. So it ended up with both these concepts kind of hitting the... Like, I just couldn't really use them anymore because it wasn't going to end up turning out functional.
Well, it's always good to have design iterations.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's always interesting to work around them. I mean, that is the whole point of the game.
Yeah, of course. But I am glad that it turned out how it did because it allowed me to add that spotlight thing and it allowed me to add the hangar. So I'm glad these concepts ended where they were, to be honest.
Okay.
I really didn't want to put any more time in that.
Very nice. I mean, it is a beautiful ship.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me and this little video. It was very nice to have you on. Nice to have you explaining everything.
Likewise.
Great work with the ship, obviously.
Yeah.
If you guys want to check out Omega's ships or his SEPD collection, the links will be in the description below. Other than that, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and take care, everybody.